Hi, everyone. It's Pastor Dave. I'm going to attempt to explain the difference between the right and the left, primarily as they approach an election. The right, of course, uses all the more base tactics of fear, hatred, and condemnation. They do not really try to promote policy, and they certainly don't promote any kind of raised level of consciousness or policy type thinking. And unfortunately, I feel like it works. Every one of us can identify with fear. Fear is just part of our makeup. So it does make sense that if somebody can stir the fear within you, that you will pay attention. Even though in this case, it's not good for you. You shouldn't give in to the fear that the right wants you to feel, because what they're doing is they're playing on your emotions. I know this may sound intellectually understandable, like you get that. You may even be validated by the feeling, but if you really have any kind of concern about this country, you won't fall for it. You won't give in to it. Because most of America does not want what Republicans offer. They don't. Republicans only angle their whole campaigns based on their ability to scare you and stir the hatred within you. And of course, blame others, condemn others for any kind of shortcomings that the Republican has or the Republicans have, which is many. I mean, Donald Trump alone is riddled with incompetence and deception and all the things that you would not want your political leader to have. He has. But he does know how to scare you. And I want you to understand that if you're like most of America, we're talking like 70% or more, then you like the idea of something like a Medicare for all. And all of the communist, they're going to take away, they're going to kill you, there's going to be nothing but mass destruction, it's going to destroy. All of that is just plucking your fear. And so I'm just asking you not to fall for it. There's really nothing the Republicans have, because the Republicans don't know how to do anything. And they really don't care about what's good for you. They just want their power, and they know how to keep their power by scaring you. And I'm asking you, especially if you're a Christian, to really embrace your power and discerning ability to recognize that you're just being lured in through fear. And even if your pastor confirms what your Republicans are saying, I need you to resist the pull of fear and hatred. I need you to recognize they don't offer anything other than fear and hatred. And so for you to do the right thing by yourself and America, you shouldn't give in to the fear. Try to raise yourself up. Try to be more spiritually connected to Jesus or whoever you identify in a spiritual way, so that you can recognize the discerning principles or the discerning ability to recognize the lies that they are giving you and the truth that you are seeking. And you are seeking these things. And even though, like here, gun control, a good example. All of you, there may be many of you that want to keep your guns, and there's no problem with that. Democrats, in spite of what you're being told, do not want to take away your guns. A lot of Democrats like guns. They do. But what they do want, and what you should also want, and in fact 90% of America does want, are solid background checks, making sure guns do not fall into hands of dangerous people. That's not unreasonable gun control legislation. So Republicans don't want to do anything, but they want to scare you. So what do? They say they're going to take away your guns, and that frightens you. Don't give in to that. It's a lie. It is definitely a lie. You are just being played from Donald Trump all the way down. I don't care if you're a dog catcher. is a Republican. They are out to scare you so they can hold on to their job. And I want you to be able to rise above that. I want you to be able to say, you know what? I do want some things that progressives want. I know I hate progressives and I am oh so afraid of communistic control, but they're lying to you. They're playing on that fear. Do not give in to the fear. Progressives want what's best for America. And as it turns out, they probably want what's good for you, especially when you consider that progressives want equality and justice. That's what they want. They want equal rights, they want equal pay, they want equal representation, and they certainly want justice where there is injustice, and they don't want corruption. And believe it or not, even if you're a Republican, you don't want corruption either. And yet the Republicans in this administration have been nothing but corrupt. And so what are they doing? They're telling you that it is the Democrats' fault and that the progressives want to destroy this country. And nothing could be further from the truth because they know how to scare you. And I don't want you to give into this fear. Stop giving into the fear. Think about this. You do want justice. Yes, you do want equality. You do want equal pay. You do want work. You want real work. You don't want work that favors the rich. You want work that favors everyone else. And that includes the possibility of making sure everybody has health care. That is a very Christian value, and it should be everyone's value. Because we can do this. But of course, the Republicans want you to feel fearful because too much government control means communism. And it's not true. You are hurting yourself if you vote Republican. You are hurting your own interest by giving into the fear that Republicans perpetuate. You do not want to do that. They have the passion to scare you and to lie and to be hypocrites and to deceive you and to make sure that you're stirred up with all these base emotions of hatred and jealousy and you want to condemn other people. They want you to feel that way so that when you go into the booth, you're angry and you know who to target. Democrats, because they're so evil. And they're not. They want what you want. You want all the things that Democrats want, and progressives in particular. You just can't let go of the fear. And you're so pulled into it, it's just not good for you. It really is not good for you. Immigration is good for this country. It has always been good for this country. But they want to scare you, saying the immigrants are going to take your jobs. That's not true. What usually happens, immigrants come in and they create more jobs. So stop giving in to Republican fear. It doesn't do you any good. It is not serving you at all. You need to do much better than this. You do. You absolutely have to feel better about thinking about this election instead of feeling this election. Republicans only have the tactic of feeling. They want you to feel badly and scared. Don't do it. We can be better than this administration shows that we are. We can be a lot better. And I implore you to be honest about what's happening over the next 2 months. Do not give in to fear. Everything they tell you, from immigration to Medicare for all, to gun control, to any of the issues, even climate change. Climate change is in your best interest. We need to address what's going to happen. This world is not going to be able to deal with things if we let fossil fuels keep polluting this world. And you should feel, not afraid, but you should feel that this is a good idea. Because if we can change our economy based on alternative energy so that we can maintain a clean air and a lower temperature and not warm up the earth and melt the ice caps and possibly flood, and not even possibly, definitely flood the coastlines so that millions, even billions of people are going to be affected, that's not in your interest to let that happen. So stop giving into fear. That's what they're telling you. Don't let them do anything about climate control, because that's government control. And government wants to take your guns and they want to control your lives. And that's all just a lie. So stop falling for the fear tactic. Just stop doing it. You know better when you allow yourself to breathe and think for a moment what's going to happen, and just try not to say Republicans are right because I feel what they are trying to do. They are scaring you on purpose for the only purpose, and that is for them to keep power, so that they can make government small and ineffective. And that's what's happening. And we can be better than that. So I implore your social conservative Christians or any other fiscal conservatives to recognize that the only reason why you're voting Republican is because of fear. And if you can overcome fear, we can be a better country, and we can all be better people. And we can strive for the real goal of peace on earth. That's a real good goal. That's what we should want. We want justice for all. We want equality. That's what we should want. And I know that's what we have in our hearts. We do have that. But if you're always going to give in to fear, you're never going to realize those ideals in yourself. Anyway, I felt the need to say this. Please like, share, subscribe, so we can share this message with everyone. Thank you very much. Take care.